1 month later, struggling with finances and tea leaves. You can read my posts to get my whole story, but essentially, my wife got blackout drunk and cheated on me in a ONS. She begged for reconciliation and I agreed secretly. She then started an affair with the man she slept with as we tried to work on our marriage. What followed was a month of gaslighting that drove me to the edge of suicide. I discovered the affair and summoned the strength to ask for divorce, which was just about 1 month ago. I've been staying with a friend since, while she stays at our home. Initially, we had agreed to split the house evenly, to do things fairly, without lawyers, to be amicable. I knew, intellectually, that she was good at showing me she was kind and caring, but that from her text messages to others she had been working on villainizing me for weeks. So what could I trust? The face she showed me or the one she showed others? My problem, I guess, is I am a trusting individual, and I still love her, so I just believed her, as I have always chosen to do. In the course of our separation, though, she has slowly moved away from that honest, fair approach to things. When the realtor came by to tell us what he could list the house for, she grew angry that it was so much she wouldn't be able to buy me out of the house. She then said she didn't want to work things out. So much anger in her, these days. From there, days later, she took a lower number the realtor offered to get bidding started and used that as the appraisal. Offer me a few $1,000s to walk away and let her, in her words, keep the house. When I tried to get an official appraisal, she suggested also getting my pension appraised since she would be due a piece of that. I refused. She said we wouldn't sell the house then, and I hired a lawyer. All very standard, I guess. The slow descent from lovers and partners to strangers and enemies. I don't want it. I've fought against it at every step. But here we are. The tea leaves recently. Her father suddenly had to go into the hospital for a heart obstruction. It turned out it was several blockages. He's having open heart surgery soon. I loved her family. Loved this man. He was the first man who called me son and actually wanted me as his son. I've been NC with them as I'm trying to limit my connections to protect myself, and I also think she has probably spun them a tale of my inadequacy as a partner that would leave me shamed and either have me slink away or tell the truth, further antagonizing her. So, these calls, she sounds sad in them. We talk, we things only she and I know. 9 years, there's nothing like that. It makes me think if I offered my hand again, offered R, would she accept? Could she allow herself to? This whole time she has still been with AP. I know I'm a fool, a codependent idiot. I can't stop my brain from torturing myself in this way. I just want out of this nightmare. 2 months since D-Day. 2 months since finding out about the affair. My 39M STBXH had an affair with a married coworker for over 6 months if not longer. We were together for 10 years and married for 4. I 37F found out 2 months ago, my ex admitting it only because the AP husband discovered their messages and said he would tell me. My ex admitted to a 6-month sexual affair. The AP husband messaged me the same day confirming the same. My STBXH admitted everything. Said he loved me but was not in love with me. We have a 2-year-old. He left our home the same day. He and the AP are together. He lost his job as a result of the affair, as she was his direct report. His life is spiraling. I accept what happened and know deep down, I can't forgive or forget, but I am devastated. Everyone, and I mean everyone in our circle, is shocked as he would be the last person you would think capable of this. He has been civil and kind and generous post-separation. But I can't stand to communicate with him and I'm only doing the bare minimum for co-parenting's sake, which is working well for me. I'm still so devastated. I knew he was spiraling mental health-wise. He had a lot of traumatic things happen and I could see he was losing it. I know I will never be able to be with him again. But it still hurts so much. We were together for 10 years and married for 4. It's hard to love someone but know you can never be together again. I am not sure what if any advice I am seeking but wanted to share my experience with like-minded people. 10 years to nowhere. Is it time to move on? M29F28. My partner and I will have been together for 10 years in September and we've lived together since that next February. He knows I've wanted to get married and have kids all that and he said he did too. Well, still nothing. I bring it up and he doesn't really have an answer. I gave him an ultimatum a year or so ago. If we don't do something to further our relationship by our 10-year anniversary, I will be moving out. I feel like at this point it's not going to happen. He's pretty much told me so. He says he doesn't want to break up, he just isn't ready for marriage. Sir, you're almost 30. How much longer do you want to wait? I don't want to be 40 chasing a 2-year-old around the house. I love him so much but I feel like I'm almost starting to resent him a little. Like him good enough to live with, buy a house with, and wake up to every morning, but a ring is asking too much. He makes really good money and has no debt, but he says he can't justify spending a few thousand on a ring. The one I want is $2,000 and it includes the wedding band. I told him a silicone one is fine if that's really the issue, even though I 10,000 know that's a lie. I feel like I've given him the perks of a wife without the drawbacks for the past 10 years and he feels comfortable. Which at the end of the day so am I. I just think I'm going to end up looking stupid either way. 19F24M. What is your opinion? My boyfriend and I have been in a relationship for 4 years. We met through mutual friends who shared our love for biking, which eventually led to our relationship. I was 15 at the time, and I don't believe I was groomed. I'm his first serious relationship, as he had a difficult time socially due to being bullied for his weight. Initially, I felt pity for him, which influenced my decision to become his girlfriend. As time passed, I think I began to fall in love with him, but not to the same extent that he loves me. He loves me deeply and selflessly, much like how I felt about my ex. However, now that I'm starting college, I'm realizing that I can't do long distance and might be drawn to someone more attractive. I still love him, but it might just be a sense of familiarity. College represents a new chapter in our lives, and I anticipate being very busy and prioritizing my studies. He is currently jobless, having recently graduated, and plans to enjoy our remaining time together before I leave for college. This lack of ambition worries me, as my parents wouldn't approve of someone who is unemployed and focused only on hobbies. Despite this, he treats me very well, has never cheated, and is always supportive and loving. So, what do you think? Should I stay with him or move on? A supervisor texted and called me the other day on my PTO if I 27M could cover a shift today. I ignored both messages. I work at a well-known retail chain pharmacy. I've been here since last August. Anyway, I had never taken PTO since I've been here until as of recent. I was on PTO from July 3rd 5. I wasn't scheduled to work today, July 6th anyway. It wasn't much because I didn't have enough hours to begin with, but it was still good enough for me to not think about the challenges I face at work. Anyway, I got a text on the 4th of July and then 30 minutes later a call from work. This was from the same pharmacist. She just recently came back from personal matters and hasn't been here since April. I acknowledged and understood that nobody probably told her I was on PTO to begin with. The pharmacy manager has been on PTO for a little over a week, but if she did know that I was on PTO, however, why would she contact me? Apparently a coworker who got hired with me at the same time last August called off last second for his shift today. Given that I live the closest to the pharmacy, and am bilingual in English and Spanish, they needed coverage. I felt bad at first for ignoring the messages, but I remembered something. I had worked essentially almost 40 hours per week since I first began last August. It wasn't until the end of June that my hours were suddenly cut without warning to 25-29 hours per week. I'm not a certified pharmacy technician, just a pharmacy technician in training. I worked so hard for them, only to screw me over. When another location of the pharmacy I worked at closed, the pharmacy manager accepted a certified pharmacy technician. I get it, he needed help to assist the other 2 pharmacy technicians while I worked with my other responsibilities. I still can't fathom how he was willing to cut my hours without warning and give the new pharmacy tech almost 40 hours per week. I'm the only employee whose hours were cut this drastically. That is why when I got the text message and call to cover a shift today, I knew I had to stand up for myself to them for once in my life. I thought they didn't need my assistance as much anymore. I know I could have gone to work today. I wanted to send everyone a clear message that because I was screwed over, I'm going to return the favor by not going into work when I well could have done so. Am I being stubborn? I don't think so. Any comments, advice are appreciated. I continue to look for jobs so I can leave my current position. I know that with my college degrees, I will succeed in the end sooner than later. TLDR. A supervisor texted and called me the other day on my PTO if I 27M could cover a shift today. I ignored both messages. Am I 21F overreacting to my BF 26 meters actions? I 21F have been with my boyfriend 26 meters for 4 years. Long story short, he acts like he doesn't want to be together anymore. Most recently, I found he followed 59 porn star girls posting nude pictures. He says it's when he first had Instagram 10 plus years ago. But to that I'm like, in 4 years with me you didn't think to unfollow or block? Anyways, now he won't let me see his phone now since last time I accused him of cheating after finding all those pages. Recently before the Insta thing he's been acting angry all the time. Anything I do pisses him off, anything our pets do pisses him off. I can't talk to him because any mention about how I feel, and he's mad at me for feeling that way. Anytime I tell him anything it's always I didn't do anything wrong but he did. He's always defensive, on edge, just not happy like at all. One of our recent fights he was listing stuff that made him happy. I was not one of them. He's also said if when we get married, after being together for 4 years and love bombing to fuck out me in the beginning about wanting to marry me. I know it's a lot and there's a lot of stuff that's left out. I just need help. I'm exhausted and tired. TLDR. I'm tired of dealing with the same thing, like he doesn't want the relationship anymore. Am I 29M being taken advantage of by my 28F girlfriend, or am I just having grass is greener syndrome? My girlfriend and I live together. I make $150,000 $200,000 a year, in an average cost of living area. I own a house that should be paid off in the next 6 years and I am pretty good with money, albeit I own a lot of toys. My girlfriend has no job and $16,000 in CC debt, but I work 12-hour rotating shifts, so basic human functions like laundry, cooking, and cleaning, and taking care of my dog are handled by her. Since there's very little possibility I'd be able to work out 3-5x a week, get substantial sleep and make home renovations while working my current schedule, I am posing this question BC. I often wonder what it would be like if I was with a woman who made even half my salary. How much better could my life be if I was with a woman that contributed financially? TLDR, am I wrong for wanting a partner that contributes financially to better our future long term, or am I just having grass is greener syndrome?